There we go. There we go. There we go.
Hey,
Yeah. Hi, j.Pin.
hey, Sharíck, how you doing?
I'm good on this lovely Saturday
Yeah.
afternoon in Los
Yes,
Angeles.
the
It's
weather is lovely, I must say.
100 degrees in December.
Okay,
I have a better come inside, but
summer in January.
right. How's everything going?
Everything is good. Everything is well. We're in 2021. I'm really excited for this new edition of our show, Limelight Reacts, where we're literally going to react and review to some of our favorite things.
Yeah, on a positive tip, right?
Absolutely.
All the
Absolutely.
craziness going on in the world, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, we gotta have something to look forward to. So this is like the first of many things to look forward to for
Right.
the top of the year. If you don't already know, it's right here.
We're gonna react to TV, to movies, to food, to fashion. Doesn't matter. If it's something that we like and we think that creatives are going to relate to, we'll react to it and then we'll share it with you. And we hope it's just a fun old good time.
Yeah. So okay, this was all your idea.
Yes.
Having your Marvel fan out moment with this
Yes.
one. I do like Marvel too, but not as much as you.
Yes. Yes.
But tell the audience what made us come up with this particular show and why we're here today.
So in a world plagued by coronavirus, we're all stuck inside. And for over a year, we have not had a single release from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We were supposed to get Black Widow last year. We were supposed to get The Eternals. All of that went out the window with the shutdown of theaters. And we even had some dates pushed back from the Disney Plus series releases because they were supposed to come out at the towards the end of last year as well.
Okay.
Well, now the MCU calendar has completely shifted and changed, and WandaVision was the very first anything we've got from MCU, which obviously had the fans totally crazy. We were super excited. This was going to be something absolutely new and very different from what we're used to seeing from the MCU. So that's why it's had like a lot of press. It's been so heavy talked about amongst all the social media platforms. So it's just kind of like been this big thing. And it has come to rave reviews by critics, having a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I was like, we have to review WandaVision. I'm a big MCU fan. I think the dynamics of the character, the Scarlet Witch, and both Vision are really dope. And I just can't wait to see what they do with this series.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was texting you last night, like, what is this? What's happening? This isn't what I'm used to. I haven't seen anybody get killed yet or blasted or what's going on. So, it was very different, but I liked it. So, okay, tell me your thoughts first. I want to hear what you thought of it.
So I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Like I said, this is something totally different. And they set us up for this. They let us know, and within the marketing and everything, that this is going to be something totally different. This is going to be something that people are going to look at and be like, oh, they wanted to market it in the sense of, it's kind of like homage to classic sitcom TV.
Mm-hmm.
First episode, dealing with like the 50s, tribute to I Love Lucy, and the second episode kind of 60s with I Dream of Jeannie. And so throughout each episode, we're going to go through the course of different decades, and they're going to pay homage to different sitcoms that we either grew up knowing or have been referred to, like, just kind of through TV nostalgia. But there's an underlying mystery throughout the entire series that's kind of like, wait a minute, there's more than meets the eye in this series, which is what is really drawing people in.
Yes, I would say just watching the 2 episodes, because I hadn't watched the trailer before I watched the 2 episodes. Okay. That's why I text you like, why is the whole thing in black and white? Mm-hmm. What's going on? Like, I don't understand. And then I was texting you, and I was texting one of our guests who we're about to bring on, and like, why? And you kind of explained it to me. And then once I finished watching the 2 episodes, I went ahead and watched the trailer. So I was able to see that buildup that you were referring to. And then I'm like, I'm excited to see what happens next. So I think it definitely drew me in. It caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely caught me off guard. But nonetheless, it had its funny moments. Mm-hmm. It was good to see the 2 of them kind of being playful and kind of comical and funny. It was a little more lighthearted than what you would typically see for these particular characters, because a lot of their storyline was pretty dark, to be clear, especially Wanda's.
Yes, very dark. And I think throughout the movies, they've subdued a lot of her storyline. Her arc hasn't been as prominent as the fans would have liked, because Scarlet Witch is a big character in the comics. Like, you have no idea how much influence she has and how much power she has. I mean, she is powerful.
Is she more powerful than Captain Marvel?
she can go to toe to toe with Captain Marvel. That's for sure.
I want to see that.
You know, she does, because Wanda's power of warping reality is unlike any other of the Avengers. You know, no one can kind of match that. There is only one Avenger who can, and I don't want to say it because it does tie into where this story is going to future projects. I might bring it up later, but currently on the roster of the MCU, there is only one Avenger who could potentially tame her powers. So I'm gonna let you think about that, because throughout this series, there are a variety of clues as to how this universe is expanding. And just remember that, because the MCU universe is expanding with the beginning of WandaVision.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and bring in our first guest, because I know he's very knowledgeable about this, and he actually follows the characters and knows all the comic book stories. And I had to ask him questions too. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Mr. KDC himself.
Hey,
hello everybody. How's it going?
What's
Welcome
up,
to 2021?
Happy
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're great. So go ahead and tell us, what were your thoughts from the first 2 episodes of WandaVision? How did you feel about it?
I feel fantastic about it. Listening to you guys talk, it's been over 1.5 years since we had new Marvel content. Yeah. So midnight, I was on it. I didn't watch both episodes probably about 5 times now. And so I love how the trailers told us everything and nothing all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because as you alluded to earlier, you had to go back and look at the trailer to understand, oh, we're jumping through time and everything else. And so to give us those first 2 episodes back to back, which I think was really genius, because it really felt more like one episode to kind of close out, to get us closer to that modern time frame, was perfect on the MCU's part, because now it gives us a little bit more to watch with. I think I would have been slightly disappointed if we only had that 1 episode.
Yeah.
But since they gave us the 2 and it made it one big kind of story to watch off the bat, now I'm ready for more. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get it. You know, I'm old enough but young enough still to remember some of the TV shows in reruns that they, you know, were alluding to. So like the Dick Van Dyke Show, I Love Lucy, I Dream of Jeannie,
Bewitched.
So to see how they incorporated those, and to find out that they actually went back and used the cameras from that era to film those episodes to give you that feel, that was kind of exciting a little bit. You know,
that's a cool insider.
I didn't know that.
Without telling my age, I've been around long enough to see TV evolve, you know, to where we are today. So I think that was pretty genius on that part. So that was the cinematography was my favorite part. But you know, it's Marvel. That's what we expect from them.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So what are you looking forward to as the season progresses?
How they're gonna bring in the children. I don't want to talk too much about it, because it may not be some people who followed the House of M comic book back in 2005, but that leads to us for sure knowing that the X-Men are going to come in a lot sooner than we think into the MCU, or at least they've been, because it's been rumored that they've been planting those seeds since day one about, you know, mutants and X-Men inside of the MCU already. So to know that, hey, they're X-Men, so there's no way they can get around not talking about X-Men if you're going to bring in Wiccan and Speed.
Got it. All right.
You don't know, Wiccan and Speed are WandaVision's children in the comics. And spoiler alert. If you haven't watched, I'm letting you know this is a spoiler alert. We do know that Wanda becomes pregnant in this series. And we do know that she is having
in the trailer.
Yeah, they do. They allude to that.
Yeah, they showed a little bit. Yeah. They allude to it. So I don't know if that's too much of a spoiler, but if you haven't seen it already, yeah, they're so.
You know what? We won't say is the way they show us how that happens was really cool. That was really cool. I was not expecting that.
Just like, oh, we're here already. Okay, let's go.
All right. All right. Well, thank you. We're gonna bring you back in after when we get the rest of our other guests. So thank you for that insight too. I didn't know that about the cameras, but yeah, we'll check you out in just a couple seconds. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you. So that was really dope because you know what? I was thinking to myself, I liked the angles. Like, even though it was reminiscent of like the I Love Lucy and I Dream of Jeannie, they had more angles. It wasn't just that, you know, two-dimensional style. We can only see you from one side. So I thought that was pretty cool. But to know that they use those cameras, that was really cool.
Yeah.
They looked really good.
I didn't know that. I'm glad he shared that with us. That's dope.
Dope. So I'll let you go ahead and introduce our next guest. I'm really excited.
Oh my gosh. So this next guest, like, I've fallen in love with her. She is like a superhero fanatic through and through. I mean, if you just check out her social media, she loves all superheroes. I mean, she is a stan among like I have never seen. And so when we connected with her for this episode, I was just like, we have to have her on. We have to have her on. So please welcome Shanice. I can't wait to talk to her. Super fly.
I don't know if you can see, but the whole crib is all.
Yep.
Yes. How you doing, love?
I'm doing great. You know, this couldn't have come at a better time. Let me tell you, because when we see these superhero films, especially anything in the Marvel universe, they're like our family. You know,
right. Absolutely.
And earlier, it's been a year since we had anything Marvel related. So when I saw the Marvel, the intro,
I'm not even about to lie. I think I shed a tear. I was so excited.
Like those are our people. We've been on this journey with them, you know?
Yeah.
So I just love that, you know, Vision and Wanda, they're getting their own shine time. And, you know, just with the infusement or with them having the sitcom element, it's a creative way for us to see how they, you know, navigate, you know, trying to live normal lives and then also trying to, you know, figure out their powers, you know. And so too, I thought it was funny because like what I really enjoyed was the animation of Vision when the gum got caught and then it was messing up with his things and he was really just showcasing his powers and then she was like, oh no, like she was trying to like fix it, you know. So I like seeing that dynamic between them, and then also just how they act in front of, you know, normal people because in Avenger films they were amongst their people, so they didn't need to think like, oh my God, what do we say when they ask if we're married? Oh my God, let me hurry up and put it away. You know, they didn't have to think like that. You know,
No,
we're agreeing with you.
So I love that. And you know, what I'm really excited about is Monica. You know, seeing her story develop. We got a glimpse of her in Captain Marvel. It was a younger version. But already, you like it. Look, I'm like, in the second episode, Wanda was like, "What's your name?" And she said, "Geraldine." We know you ain't Geraldine. Because you're nervous. She's nervous. She doesn't know who to trust. So I can't wait to see how this, you know, develops.
Yes. And for those of you who don't know, she's referencing Monica Rambeau in the comics. Monica, who, by the way, is from New Orleans. Shout out, my home city. Monica Rambeau is a very powerful Avenger. And in the comics, at some point, even goes on to lead the team. So this is the introduction to her into the overall encompassing universe. So I'm really excited to see what they do with that character.
And I just love Tiana Parrish, so I'm super excited to see her in this role. She's a powerful, dynamic actress, and I love it. And that name was so old. I mean, I can say that Geraldine. When last time I said Geraldine, child?
Yeah, and you know what else? You know, this series actually shows their comedic elements too, because again, we didn't get to see that in the movies, and so just seeing how they bounce around and all of that, like it's refreshing. So I'm happy that Marvel took this risk. I know a lot of people, when they were seeing the trailers, they were like, "What is this?" But you know, it's all going to make sense. You know,
absolutely.
Watch.
Absolutely.
So what are you looking forward to within this series then? I mean, you definitely mentioned Geraldine.
Definitely seen Monica, and then also you know, their neighbor. I feel like she's going to be somebody.
Agnes, played by Catherine Hahn.
She's a little too nosy. She's just a little too nosy.
She's a little cute about it. I already know that's gonna be developed because also in the trailer she was like, "You're dead." Remember that part when she was like, "You're dead. I'm dead. I'm dead." To Vision.
Yeah, she asked Vision, "Why are you alive?"
Exactly. You know, it might be some type of witch. You know, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yes, there's an ongoing theory about who Agnes is. I know this theory that you're alluding to. I don't want to say it because if it's true, I'm gonna be like, yo.
Exactly. And then also seeing the twins. You know, I with oh my God, what's the guy's name that was
Kenneth.
Yes, I agree. Yes, the X-Men. They have. There's no way to go about it. They're here. They're going to be in this series somehow.
Yeah. I'm excited. Well,
I love your enthusiasm.
I love it. I love it. You got me even more excited to want to keep watching. I almost feel like it's unfair that we only got the first 2 episodes. Like we're spoiled for this now.
Right. And you know what? Another thing that I love about the sitcom format is it brings us back to how television was. Yes. You know, I feel like they try to do too much nowadays. And back then it was simple. You know, it was simple, and we still got the message across, you know. And then also the first episode, they taped it in front of a live studio audience, you know. So I know that made them even more excited to really comment on the characters and know what is working and what isn't. And I also like even just you know, when in the first episode when Wanda was in the kitchen and she was like trying to create the meal. All of that looked real. There was no CGI, no nothing, you know. And it's like that was classic television, you know. All that extra stuff, you know, it still serves its purpose. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm excited. Well, we're gonna bring you back when we bring out the rest of the guests. So thank you so much. I'm gonna have to get your number because I'm gonna have to text you when I'm watching these episodes. All right, we'll see you in just a second. Thank you. Okay. That's so great. I love how our guests are giving us these little inside nuggets.
Yes, but I didn't know about the live studio audience. I didn't know about the vintage cameras. Let's see what gem Carlos is gonna drop.
Go on and bring him in because you know he got all the tea.
I got to shout out my boy Carlos Miguel. He's also a superhero fanatic, just like me. We chat about stuff like this all the time, so I just had to have him on as one of our guests on today's show. So without further ado, please, Carlos Miguel.
Hey. Hi, friend. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. And of course, WandaVision came out. And, you know, I got to watch it with Josh. So, you know.
We watched it together.
At 12 o'clock, once it came on, it was play. So, like, I was extremely excited. And like Shanice even brought up, one thing I'm extremely excited about is Monica, or Geraldine, how everybody's referring to her, or she referred to herself. That was, like, I love her. Like, and like Josh said, she is extremely powerful. Like, I can't wait to see like what they do with her story, especially they featured her in Captain Marvel a little bit, and she's gonna be in Captain Marvel too. So like, I am so excited to see what this series is actually gonna do with her story and how they're gonna like actually develop her. Like my favorite part of the whole series.
I think I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. What did you think overall with the 2 episodes? Were you like sitting there begging for more? Did you think were you satisfied with it? Was it what you thought it would be?
I was extremely satisfied. I love the fact that they brought the sitcoms background to it with like I Love Lucy and Bewitched. Those are like 2 of my favorite shows when I was younger. Like my mom was watching it all the time, and my grandmother watched it it was extremely nostalgic, and I don't have my grandparents with me anymore. So to be able to like watch this and like see something that I love like Marvel, and then see something nostalgic like I Love Lucy or Bewitched in the same exact like show is like, what the hell? Like they're fulfilling all needs, okay?
Yeah. I agree. It's a wonderful new take that's still very classic. That's just kind of like, it's just the nostalgia of it and being able to tie that into something that we personally love. I think it's just so dope. It's refreshing. It's good. I love it. It's good TV.
Yeah. And go ahead.
I was just copying the same way he was saying. It is very good TV. The way and I didn't show the live studio audience, and they brought back the cameras from before. Like that's genius. Like nobody does that, and the fact that of course Marvel's gonna do it, they can't do anything wrong. They can't.
Yeah. One of the things I thought that was very clever, and I like that they did, because you know how in I Love Lucy, they had Lucy and her husband in 2 separate beds, right? The fact that she had them come together like, no, we gonna fix this up. So had them come together and turn it into one bed. I thought that was hilarious and very clever. So I did like that they had that element, because we're in a new time. So I'm curious if they're going to be, you know, kind of alluding as they go through the 70s and 80s and so on and so forth, if they're going to be alluding to any other, you know, social dilemmas or anything else like that we've gone through historically. So I'm hoping that they do. I definitely hope that they do. That was definitely one.
Definitely. And I feel like they're definitely going to do that, especially the more the episodes, all the series end up including into it. Like, the show's just going to get better and better as people watch. And I know, like, some people had, like, negative critiques about it because they just wanted the action immediately. Marvel's not going to give you that. They're going to give you the story, and you're just going to have to wait.
Yeah, it's called universe building, and I believe Marvel knows exactly what they're doing. They're going to give us a full series from start to finish, and they're going to really establish these characters in the way that they should be, because origins are important, and it only creates for a much better, much more dynamic story. So, yeah.
All right, well, I want to bring the other two guests back in because I want us all to kind of powwow for these last few minutes and kind of get it together. So we'll go ahead and bring back KDC and Shanice, Miss Superwoman herself. So just really quickly, outside of just WandaVision, is there anything else you guys are excited to see within the MCU universe? I'm sure probably you guys have your ears to the streets and kind of know what's going on. Is there anything else that you guys are excited about?
Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Right. Yes. They do it right. Yeah. They're gonna do it right. Marvel's gonna do it.
Right. Marvel gonna do it right because they've been done so wrong. So wrong. Yeah. So Fantastic Four. That is the one thing I am most excited about is Marvel's first family.
Yep.
It being done inside the MCU. Because although they did great with what they did, we know not having them, they had to shift storyline. So and the Fantastic Four are such a big part of some of these storylines from the comics. So to have them in the MCU and being able to see them and be able to do some of the things that they weren't able to do before, that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Dope. I know I did feel some type of way because Josh told me to watch the little the Legends before I watched and I watched it. And I seen little glimpses of I kept seeing little glimpses of Black Panther, so it did kind of hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna lie, it did kind of hurt, but I am excited to see what they're going to do with Black Panther as it progresses, specifically with the little sister. As we all know, she's probably more than likely she's slated to be the next Black Panther. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about. Anyone else?
I'm excited about Miss Marvel and Loki. But after I saw the Loki trailer, I downloaded the music from the trailer. To prepare myself. I'm gonna make me his costume. When it comes
Yes. I'm excited for Miss Marvel too. And for fun fact for people who might not know, Miss Marvel is the very first Pakistani American superhero, and she's fairly new to the story, but she very quickly became a fan favorite. And in the comics, there's two teams. There's the Avengers and the Young Avengers. Because of her age, she should have been in the Young Avengers, but she was immediately asked to be part of the main team, which goes to show that her storyline is going to be very big. And she will be brought into Captain Marvel's movie as well.
Absolutely, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
and then we get the Inhumans because she's not a mutant; she's an Inhuman.
Yeah.
So now they get to start to venture out into there, and then to tie back into WandaVision, some of the Easter eggs that we had, they're in the town of Westview, which in the comics gives us the West Coast Avengers. Yep. So I wonder if they're going to do something with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, good point, Kenan. Good point.
Carlos, what about you?
I'm excited for Black Widow. I was waiting for it last year.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Like,
when are they gonna put it out?
Like coming out in May.
Look, I need it. I need it in my life.
Right.
I've been looking forward to that. Black Widow. She's our first female Avenger. I think she's a very dynamic character. She can kick ass. And to say that she wasn't like super in any way, for her to be able to tough it out with the other boys for all those that she's been titled the Fearless Avenger because of that, because she's not afraid of anything, regardless of what. And like I've been waiting for Black Widow. I can't wait for Black Widow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
okay, I have a not so geeky question because I'm not as into it as I feel like the rest of you guys are. So is Stark really gone? Like for real, for real? Like is he gone? Like he's not coming back? Like ever?
Stark himself is gone, but Stark's tech is not.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So that's Mm-hmm.
And we have the What If series.
Yeah.
That's going to come out. Mm-hmm. So we know that he's going to be there to voice that. Yeah. And there's rumors because there's rumors about Ironheart.
Yeah.
Right.
So that her Jarvis might be the voice of Tony Stark.
Oh yeah,
so we'll have to see. But the rumors are they are going to do Ironheart. So we'll get to see that.
It's not confirmed. I mean, she's already been cast.
Yes. She's already been cast.
Ironheart is for sure.
Ironheart has been cast. The rumor is, are they going to bring back Tony Stark so he could do the voice of her AI?
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know if you guys peeped this, but in WandaVision, in the first episode, I noticed that I guess each episode they're doing commercials. And in the first commercial, they had the product be Stark and Stark Industries.
Yep.
Yes.
The radio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's important. Did you know the only color they had during the black and white too was red? That was the only time color popped up was red. And they had that, and it made the noise that his blasters make right as they warm up when you hit the clank.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So what was the little helicopter? Is that a spoiler or like? I want to know what the little helicopter
This is what I'm going to say about that. And this is what I'm going to leave off with as far as WandaVision goes in general. There is nothing that is being done on this show that is by coincidence.
Correct.
There are so many clues that pay attention to that helicopter. Kevin Feige has confirmed, pay attention to those commercials because they're very significant. There's clues and purpose for all of it. And that's what's the beautiful thing about this show is the underlying mystery, because the clues at the end are what's really going to be like, oh, mind blowing. And so just pay attention to the little nuances.
It's part of the MCU. So that means it's connected to all of the movies.
Yeah.
And we already know Wanda is a big part of the Doctor Strange movie coming out.
Right.
And she's supposed to be in Spider-Man as well.
Yeah.
So they're setting up 2 movies with inside of WandaVision right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and so this is a semi-spoiler, but what it is, there's actually a third movie that this is going to tie, a third project that this will
Give
tie
it to us.
And I won't tell you how, but this will also tie into Secret Invasion, the Secret Invasion series. And I won't tell you how. I already know how, but I won't tell you how. But that series, Kevin Feige has already confirmed to say that that's going to be the next mega level event, kind of like on the side of Infinity War and Endgame.
Okay.
Secret Invasion series on Disney Plus is about to be epic, and it's starting here in WandaVision. So
yes,
I just hope we can just go watch it in the movie theaters again, you guys.
Yeah.
I was telling Josh we would normally go to the 4D movie theaters where the seats would move and they would splash you with water if it's raining and the smells and stuff. It was great at the same time. So yeah, I'm just excited, but we're going to go ahead and wrap this up really quickly. If you guys, we'll start with Carlos. Just let everybody know where they can find you, what you have coming up in your careers or otherwise. What about you, Carlos?
Definitely. You can find me on social media. I am _Carlos Miguel. I'm currently working on a show called Baking Impossible on Netflix. I'm a producer. I've also worked on Legendary and Teen Mom. But I'm actually working on a book called I Am Me. It's showing the journey of a young gay boy learning about himself and the journey with parents, family, and everybody being able to coincide and accept him. So it's basically to be able to help parents and kids be able to help them along that journey of homosexuality and being able to be more accepting. And I just want kids to just be themselves. So that book will be coming out on around my birthday, June 2021. And it's also coming out with interactive coloring book that's going to be able to have the kids include themselves into the story.
Oh, hey now.
Nice.
All right. What about you, Mr. KDC? Where can they find you and what you have coming up?
They can find me at KDC 510 I have a few things coming up right now. I'm working on a project. I'm calling it Friday Flowers. It's where I take time to shout out people that I come across or in my life, just a way of showing gratitude. And to give that, because we always say, let's give them their flowers before they pass.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on right now is Friday Flowers. And so that should be coming out within the next month or so.
All right. That's awesome. Great. Love it. All right, Miss Shanice, what about you?
You know, I'm just being a nerd, but I am going to be in a Netflix show. I don't know when it's coming out. It's called Family Reunion, and it's great. Like Carlos and I, we were in the dance team together, and in the episode I'm dancing too. So I'm acting and dancing. It's so great. I can't wait for everybody to see it, but hopefully it'll be out in spring. So Family Reunion season 2.
Netflix. All right. That's so awesome. Well, we thank you guys. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday. To our wonderful guests that are amazing and they know a lot of knowledge. So make sure you guys are following them because I'm sure they can get you your life together and updated and all this Marvel stuff. j.Pin, what you got going on?
Girl, well, I have a few things going on. One, this show. Because like I said, we're going to be reacting to a lot of really cool things coming up. Mm-hmm. And then 2, over at Obvious Magazine, we're starting a new video series, which I'm really excited about, you know, and obviously as senior editor going to be one of the interviewers there. So I'm really excited about that new dynamic of my editorial work. And, you know, I've got a few things lined up, you know. I think I might be writing a book.
Hey, there we go.
But I'm definitely putting my my creative efforts into my writing this year because I have projects that I need to get out and I have some stories to tell. So that's what I've got going on.
That's awesome. Well, for me, you know, of course, we're doing this show. We're going to be reacting to things. So go ahead and let us know what you think we should be reacting to next. We're trying to keep this consistent and keep it lighthearted. Like I said, with everything going on in the world, we need some of this lightheartedness and some of this excitement because it comes very few and far in between as of late. I also have my urban politics and social justice show called Young Urban Professionals. So please catch us every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And catch me there. And then I'm just out here, you know, trying to maintain my sanity. So,
right.
So follow us. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you again to our guests. Thank you, Josh, of course, as always, for being the best co-hostess with the mostest. And
such a cute show.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
But we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.